Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. How much do you know about our culture? Well, if you need to brush up on your knowledge, today we'll do just that. We'll look at ways we can help to boost Jamaica's food production, and then we'll explore a few historical sites located in one parish. Don't you go anywhere. We soon come.
Was chocolate milk invented in Jamaica? Well, history has it that the first use of the term milk chocolate was for a beverage brought to London from Jamaica in 1687. The vehicle was one Sir Hans Sloane, physician to the governor of Jamaica. The story is that he was introduced to chocolate tea by slaves whom he saw drinking it. They told him that it was more delicious with milk and that the chocolate tea was also good for health. Sloane went back to England and produced milk chocolate, which later became Cadbury's. But it was not until the Swiss inventor Daniel Peter successfully combined cocoa and condensed milk in 1875 that the commercial milk chocolate bar was invented. Celebrating Jamaica 60 with pieces of our history.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, July 22, 2022. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is refuting criticisms of inefficiency with the current development model of the new social housing program, NSHP. The Prime Minister asserts that what some may see as the ad hoc distribution of singular dwellings in various communities is instead a reflection of how dispersed the need is, with the problem of substandard housing not centralized to any one area. He says it is therefore incumbent on the government to meet the people where they are.
The issue is that the beneficiaries, the people who need these houses, are not all in one place in Jamaica. They're all over. They are not all in urban places on flatland where you could say, all right, I found 5 acres of land, I will build a housing scheme there. And then you have to consider, let us say we were able to build a housing scheme. Would such persons be able to relocate from where they live? Would they be able to go and find new jobs and economic opportunities? So the fundamentals of social housing sometimes do require us to bring the solutions to the people.
Notwithstanding, he says the government has put a great deal of effort into designing and executing the program to ensure that taxpayers' money is being used in the most efficient way. Meanwhile, government is seeking to get a more accurate account of the number of Jamaicans living in substandard dwellings as it seeks to expand the impact of the social housing program. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he will be giving instructions for the 2022 National Population and Housing Census to capture data on the number of persons whose homes are considered to be below minimum living standards.
So that we get an idea of what the budget should be to help the most vulnerable in the society.
He made the announcement while delivering another 2 homes under the new social housing program earlier this week in Clarendon. According to the Prime Minister, based on submissions from members of Parliament, there may be approximately 6,000 households with persons living in substandard conditions and up to 10,000 who need some kind of social housing intervention. As a mix of efforts continue to expand the impact of the program, he says very soon the state should begin delivering 500 to 600 units per year.
No matter how poor the country is, there must be a certain standard of shelter that every Jamaican is entitled to.
Among the latest recipients of the NSHP is 87-year-old Lillian Winter, who was a picture of gratitude upon being presented with the keys to her new 3-bedroom, $7 million home in Woodhall, Clarendon. The other recipient was 57-year-old Albert Logan of Goodon Hill, Trouthall Pass, also in Clarendon, North Central. He is the proud owner of a new $4 million 1-bedroom house, which he says will finally allow him to live and sleep comfortably.
So if you're in a fall, for the whole week. I'm feel it and me cry. Me cry and say, God, one day if the MP member about me, one day if the Prime Minister member, one day if the people remember about me. But I look and I really thank you, and I say bless him.
In other news, Jamaica now has a comprehensive disaster risk management policy and strategy covering 2024 to 2040. The document was tabled as a green paper during Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Desmond McKenzie says the policy will ensure that Jamaica strengthens its social and economic resilience to natural, man-made and biological disasters by the year 2040.
Geographically, Jamaica is highly vulnerable to disaster. Approximately 82% of the population, 70% of all major industries, including tourism, agriculture, are located in coastal areas which are especially exposed to hazards. The Global Facility for Disaster Reduction and Recovery has identified Jamaica as the third most exposed country in the world to multiple hazards, Madam Speaker.
According to Minister McKenzie, whenever the country is impacted by a disaster, $67.3 million or 0.5% of gross domestic product is lost. The minister revealed that he would soon be tabling a document outlining the financing of the country's disaster response mechanism. Students at the College of Agriculture, Science and Education, CASE, will benefit from 2 annual scholarships valued at $500,000 from the Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ. This is to support studies in agriculture and drive women to see agribusiness as a viable option. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Pernell Charles Jr. welcomed the investment during the recent launch of the DBJ's new Agribiz Loan and Scholarship Program at the Ministry's Hope Gardens offices.
I'm very happy to hear about the scholarships that are going to be provided, and with a focus on females in agriculture. Because unapologetically, we are pulling our women into agriculture.
We want to see Jamaican women as commercial farmers, policymakers, and agricultural scientists.
The scholarship will be awarded to 2 second-year students this September to cover tuition, accommodation, and other fees. Meanwhile, students from communities that surround the University of Technology are now benefiting from the school's Teach the Youth summer program. The program has returned from a 2-year hiatus caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. It targets students between the ages of 6 and 18 years old who hail from the Tavern, Kintyre, Sandy Park and Highlight View communities. They are receiving lessons in mathematics, English, arts and culture, as well as sports and motivational activities over a 3-week period that began on Monday. The summer program is being supported by a $2.5 million donation from the Sagicor Foundation. The funds were handed over during a recent ceremony at UTech.
With a program like this, we can foster growth and development in many areas such as leadership and career development.
This is done for all productive young people, volunteers and beneficiaries alike, who will all help to improve our Jamaica, land we love.
And finally, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is advising members of the public against the consumption of the Häagen-Dazs plain vanilla ice cream set to expiration dates this month. The specific product bears expiry dates between July 5, 2022 and July 18, 2022 in package sizes of 473 and 946 milliliter, as well as the 95 milliliter mini cups, half gallon and bulk 2.5 gallons. The manufacturer has issued a voluntary global recall of these products, and local distributor Wysinco Group Limited has therefore also recalled the items. The Health Ministry reports that based on the information provided to customers by Wysinco during routine quality checks by the manufacturer, trace amounts of a chemical substance known as ethylene oxide was detected in one of the ingredients used in production in 2 batches of the products. The levels of the detected substance exceeded the minimum allowable limit by a marginal amount. Ethylene oxide is known to cause adverse health effects and should not be directly consumed or used as an ingredient in food or drink preparation. The Wysinco Group is required to remove these products from shelves and has reportedly commenced this activity. The Ministry of Health and Wellness says it will continue to be vigilant in ensuring that all products are removed from the shelves and disposed of appropriately. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
What a way you're full of our roots and culture. That was in Jamaica 60. Jamaica 60? What a piece of news, Miss Matty. I feel like my heart going bust up. Just in, the island of Jamaica is on the verge of celebrating its 60th year of independence. A whole we have to celebrate it now. They say the people them, you know, them come here, you know. But you see, when our people decide, say the other people them free paper. Oh no, them say if it's war, start it, whatever. We all collect medal, panta fight, you know. Medal. Amount of tongue we give them, The celebrations are slated to begin on January 1st, 2022. Organized by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. We have more in this report.
I am on site and planning activities are ablaze. Persons are advised to download the Reggae Jamaica app to know what it pre. Activities for the Jamaica 60 celebration.
Yeah, download the app to get the updates then.
Farming is the business of growing crops and raising animals. It builds self-sufficiency while promoting the exportation of goods. Let's learn how one woman uses her farming skills to help boost food production in Jamaica.
With grit and resilience, women have earned their success in many professions, even the ones that are male-dominant. The stories of their unbreakable persistence have made music across the world. A similar story takes us to a district in Clarendon where we encounter a woman working purposefully to make her mark.
My name is Gabrielle Young. I'm a farmer, I'm a veterinarian, I'm a mother of 2 boys, and I'm many things.
Dr. Young's path to the farm did not begin with that clear destination in mind, but in retrospect seems almost destined.
I studied veterinary medicine at the University of West Indies. I also did a master's degree in livestock production, and then I furthered my studies in a residency at the North Carolina State University in ruminant health and reproduction. My interest in farming was piqued because I kept saying to myself, really, I'm teaching people how to do these things. I teach husbandry, I teach nutrition, I teach management, I teach production. And I kept saying to myself that I think sometimes we need to proof of concept.
So she put thought to action, purchased land, and started a new venture.
And this property I developed into a sheep and goat farm, and I have a few cattle. And then we ventured into many other things, which includes goat's milk yogurt, and goat cheese. We also sell lamb.
The skill set, knowledge, and expertise gained from her previous duties as a veterinarian have helped Dr. Young to set up and expand her farm.
I have learned a lot on production medicine or production of livestock. And everything has to make money. The farm has to pay for the feed to feed the animals. The farm has to pay for its own electricity, its own water. So it's all about efficiency. Because when you're looking at farming from a commercial standpoint, or you want to be efficient or profitable in it, it has to pay for itself.
Along with all her responsibilities on the farm and at her weekday job, she still has to make room for the family.
Mommy has to come home after working a whole day in the field. Thankfully, I don't have to do the cooking. My husband does most of that sometimes and helps with that. But I have to do the homework. Then I have to listen to the stories. Then I have to hear whose problems and who needs a project done. So I do that also. And then, of course, I try and spend as much time with my boys as possible. How I manage all of this is my husband and I are a great team. We don't always agree, though, but we're a good team. And we've always had a philosophy that whatever we do for the boys. So as a woman in farming, it's difficult. I'm not going to pretty it up. It's difficult. I think we have to work twice as hard or 3 times as hard as the average man. Because we don't get any free passes, we don't get any blighs. We do get admiration when we finally reach where we need to reach.
No, not sweet, not sweet.
Despite all the challenges, Dr. Young says encouragement also came her way and gives thanks to the Good Samaritans that have helped.
So I got a lot of encouragement from the older stalwarts to keep going when I felt to throw my hands up in the air. You have to be very strong. And I think sometimes as women, when you're strong, it's perceived as being aggressive. And I had to deal with that in my head. Am I being aggressive or am I being strong? And I didn't just reach a stage where thankfully I had parents who always pushed me really hard. I just had to accept that I am who I am.
With persistency and consistency, she has increased her farm to 300 sheep, 54 goats, 11 cows, a few chickens, a horse, and dogs as security.
I really enjoy what I do. And again, it's for commercial purposes. This is not a hobby farm, right? So the farm produces goat's milk. We make yogurt from the goat's milk, we make cheese, and we also do premium lamb. So all of that is in the mix and selling.
When asked if women should see farming as a career opportunity, the resounding answer is yes.
The reason is it can give you as a woman a sense of independence. In my little district alone, majority of the women, they do chickens. And the chickens, they might do 100 chickens, they might do 200 chickens. And those chickens are what they use to either feed their family, one, they sell locally in the community, and also they also use that money to send their children to school.
Farming is a viable option to extend your network and feed your community while making a profit. If you are thinking about venturing into this path, Dr. Young shares some tips to consider.
You have to plan it out. Make sure first you have your market. If you don't have a market for your product, then don't do it. If you need help, we're willing to assist you, right? And there are many people who will be willing to assist you.
With every new adventure comes its challenges. If you should endure with great fortitude, you will reap the harvest in due season. Dr. Young formed her own company, Trin Jam Farms, distributing fresh goat products nationwide.
We need farmers to produce more, because if they produce more, then they're more profitable. And when they're more profitable, means they're making money for themselves, which is better for Jamaica.
A concept worth trying. What are you purposed to do? Let's continue to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
The Lignum Vitae, Jamaica's national flower. Did you know it can be used to treat diseases? Yes, its bark is said to have medicinal properties. There's more to learn about this from our next feature.
Christopher Columbus saw it here when he came. It means wood of life in Latin. It's world-renowned for its medicinal, ornamental, and industrial properties. But round these parts, it's known as the Lignum Vitae, the island's national flower.
It is a tree that is native to Jamaica, it's native to Cuba, basically the Greater Antilles and parts of Central America. Its native habitat is pretty much dry, alluvial type plains. It also grows in well-drained limestone areas.
This short, compact tree takes over 100 years to grow up to 30 feet tall. Due to its luminous purple-blue flower, alluring orange-yellow fruit, evergreen foliage, and attractive rounded shape, the tree dots across the Jamaican landscape, shading many houses, streets, and complexes. Since time immemorial, the Lignum Vitae has been touted as the most useful tree in the world.
It produces a gum, and that gum used to be regarded as highly favored for medicinal uses.
Its body, gum, bark, fruit, leaves, and blossom are used to produce medicine. In colonial times, resin from the tree was used as a mild laxative and as a diuretic. The leaves were used as a remedy for respiratory, inflammatory, congestion, and neurological disorders. Its bark eases pain from sprains, strain, rheumatism, and arthritis. And I'm sure many Jamaican homes still ward off flies with its branches.
Its most noted feature is the wood. Because it's slow growing, it's very, very dense. And that density and the weight of it gives it a number of industrial uses.
That's because the Lignum Vitae is infused with an oil which makes it waterproof. It's ranked as the world's densest, hardest, and most durable traded wood. In addition to being used for making exquisite furniture, the Lignum Vitae was used to insulate trolley cars for the rail industry. The wood also made the propeller shaft bearings of most ships back in the day. Lignum Vitae wood is also ideal for these creations. The Lignum Vitae is truly the holy grail of plants.
This parish is Jamaica's third largest, behind St. Catherine and St. Anne. It covers approximately 1,196 square kilometers. Any guess yet? Of course, I'm talking about Clarendon. If you're looking for something to do this summer, you may need to get on the highway to visit this parish and see what it has to offer. I know I will.
It is undoubtedly one of the oldest churches in Jamaica and the Caribbean. Its brick and mortar structure is said to have been laid over 300 years ago by slaves, and inside its walls are numerous antiques and prized possessions. This is the first of 3 unique and historical places we will be exploring in the parish of Clarendon today. Let's go check it out.
Welcome to St. Peter's Alley. I am Charmaine Langoth and I'll be your tour guide. The original building was built in 1671. It was damaged by the earthquake of 1692, reconstructed, and then damaged again by the hurricane of 1951 and again reconstructed. This building holds many items of historic importance. To your left, up this steep and narrow staircase, you will witness the bell. It weighs 3/4 of a ton. It was built in 1857 by Messrs. Mayers, the same company that built the famous Big Ben in London. Let us continue our journey. And now we're going to look at our historic organ. It is actually the oldest in the Commonwealth Caribbean. We got it in 1847, and at that time it cost 250 guineas. As you can see, it is a piped organ. And if you look around the church, you will see our many exquisite monuments, wall and floor tablets mounted or laid in dedication to the dearly departed, and of course, our east stained glass window.
If you think this place is amazing, wait till you get to our next venue. So after leaving the historical St. Peter's Anglican Church in the small town of Alley, we went to the most southern part of the parish of Clarendon, where our friends from the Jamaica Caves organization will take us to our next destinations. Tucked away in the dense, dry limestone forest of Portland Ridge is some of Jamaica's most beautiful caves, the Jackson's Bay Great Cave and the Portland Cave 1.
Okay, this is Portland Cave 1. It's just one large entrance, and then there's a couple of other small light holy type entrances. We'll go down here just a little bit, and then we're going to get some lights going. Okay, right up above us in that bell hole, that's what that's called, with the dark staining. You can see a few bats up there. And down directly below, you can see fresh rat bat guano there. Yeah, that's a type of limestone, but it's more properly it's calcite or calcium carbonate. And calcite is a crystal, so when you get it nice and clean like that, you can see how sparkly it is. Yeah, down here, you can see these gours, these little depressions in the flowstone. These are called cave pearls. They can get a lot larger. There's another one there. And what they form where you've got water that comes and goes and comes and goes, but also flows a little bit.
Wow, who would have thought that Clarendon had such hidden treasures? 2 discoveries down, 1 to go. So I know you've all heard about the popular Milk River Mineral Spa, but did you know that Clarendon is also home to another outstanding mineral spring? 10 minutes east of Lionel Town is a popular cooling off spot for locals and foreigners, the Salt River Mineral Bath. The best thing about this recreational area is that it can be found right beside the main road and is completely free to enjoy. The spa, which is a pond with mineral water running from rocks adjacent to it, regularly sees patrons who visit for its healing properties or just for an evening of fun and relaxation. And if visitors ever get hungry, there's a host of food stalls with authentic Jamaican dishes to choose from, just like this one.
I love coming here, especially on a Sunday, to come eat the people them festival, because it tastes nice, of course. The water, the people, just nice.
Thank you so much, Sister Mercy, for that delicious meal.
The pleasure is all mine.
As you can see, the parish of Clarendon has more to offer than you know. All you have to do is get up, get out there, and explore.
We've come to the end of our program. There is more to watch by visiting our website, jis.gov.jm. From all of us here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Bye for now.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.